Menagerie. I'm going to walk through the combo here for a hot second for people that are newer to Modern. This is an old combo that's trying to be shoved into a new shell here. Brecken, thank you for the $15 donation. I appreciate that. For that A+ Esper Dirtle deck. Are you willing to work with the Bug Grind deck as a builder on donation? Yeah, probably, Brecken. Probably. Seems reasonable. So what this deck is doing. So the combo here is Melira or Vizier plus Kitchen Finks plus Viscera Seer means that we scry 1 an arbitrarily large number of times, and we gain 2 health an arbitrarily large number of times. In Paper Magic, this combo is much better than on Magic Online, because in Paper Magic, when you can scry 1 an arbitrarily large number of times, you can actually shortcut to picking your deck up and looking at it. You can't shuffle it because you can't reorder the cards in your deck, but you can pick your deck up and look at the order of the cards in your deck and cut your deck to any point. You can also just say, I'm going to 4,000 health or 10,000 health or a billion or a trillion or, a Graham's number health. Whereas on Magic Online, we can't gain health totals that large. So a deck like this is much, much worse on Magic Online than in Paper. In fact, if Pikes hadn't done it as a cut the line donation, I probably wouldn't have accepted this. Generally, when I play a deck like this on Magic Online, I expect to at least once per league, maybe even twice, to go, well, we'd have won this game if we were playing Paper, but we're going to lose because this is Magic Online and we can't combo efficiently. That being said, we can, kind of look at it and evaluate and go, okay, if this was Paper, we'd have won, and we can keep track of that, right? Get your clicking fingers ready, exactly. Yeah, seems okay. Does stuff. We do not have infinite mana in our deck. Yes, Ward. I think that I think the Finks combo in general tends to be underrepresented in tournaments, especially in data, because a lot of the data that we have comes from Magic Online, and people are less likely to be willing to play a deck that they can't practice efficiently. So it's more expensive to practice this deck online and more frustrating because you're going to lose matches that you should be winning normally. Let's talk about that turn 1 Wild Nacatl into that sweet, sweet turn 2 Kitchen Finks. Does Zoo like Kitchen Finks? I forget, right? We are going to block the crap out of this Wild Nacatl because we can Eternal Witness the Sphinx back. That is one of the sweet things about this archetype in general, is that your 4x Kitchen Finks just like randomly dumpsters decks like what the opponent's playing. Can't go over it. Can't go under it. Gotta go through it. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that, chat? All right, do you have a lightning bolt opponent? Yeah, it's Eternal Witness is about to be real good. I don't think I want to shock myself here. Yeah, Pikes, why did you cut the red cap? A couple of people asked in chat. I don't know offhand. This is not my deck list. This is a viewer submitted one like most things we play. Yeah, this deck Goldfish is turn 3 infinite life. Shouldn't we no block? Nah, if they don't have a removal spell, they're like super dead. Because remember, with the Vizier in play, the Finks just keeps coming back because it doesn't get a counter on it. This is going to be like one of those games where like our backup plan is just like the main plan. That was sweet. That was pretty awesome. Thank you, Stitcher Supplier. Stitcher Supplier Eternal Witness Dream Team here. Trade there, good attacking. Probably trophy this. Ooh, we have an Atarka's command. Okay. Another 1-mana dork. Okay, so we're all in. Got it? Ooh, Eternal Witness. You found a piece of candy, chat. Nummy candy. Nummy candy. Man, Devastating Summons Curd Ape. Not a combo. Not a combo. Devastating Summons Curd Ape. I'm not sure why we're still playing Magic, but you know, my opponent has every right to let us keep playing. Hey chat, how do we feel about another Kitchen Finks? What do we think? I think this is a concession lockup. Alright, so this is not a Gruesome Menagerie matchup. Honestly, this is a matchup I probably don't need Broken Bond in, just like gaining a pile of health should be good. Grab these Knight of Autumns. I think I'm happy with that. I think it's just like Knight of Autumns in, some of this clunk out. Nope. Assassin's Trophy is just playable. How many? I actually haven't played that many Kitchen Finks. When I played Kiki Chord, I was pretty big proponent of not playing Finks. I don't think Finks was very good in Kiki Chord. And I actually didn't play Birthing Pod when Birthing Pod was legal in Modern. Spent a lot of time playing like blue-red tempo decks. Double Shockland's actually a pretty bad start here, but Glowspore Shaman's actually pretty reasonable, so I'm definitely going to keep this. Another month, another email telling me I threw money down the drain. What's going on, Terror? Thanks for throwing your money down my drain. I appreciate that. Remember, tier 3s get to submit that deck list every single month, so be sure to fill out that form and let me know what you'd like to add to the queue. Menagerie over Chord. That's an interesting thought. I could see that being reasonable. Just play Menagerie over Chord. I could see that. Maybe swap those back. Kitchen Finks, you know, arguably best card in the matchup. Yeah, Scholar, me too. Me too. Supplier does a lot of good in this deck. Wait, what? Okay, fair. Yeah, Menagerie gets the full combo back. BT Dubs. BT Dubs Menagerie gets the full combo back. Yes, Terranter. Usually I look for a $50 donation to do a build around deck. So if you want to combine that with your tier 3 sub, I'd look for 20 on top. Woof. Woof. Where's your Kitchen Finks now? Where's it's dark and scary, chat. It's dark and scary. My Kitchen Finkses, they don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance. At least they didn't cast Stoneforge Mystic. At least they didn't cast Stoneforge Mystic. I'm dead, right? I'm technically not dead. I can block 4 things next turn. I'm going to decline putting a land on top of my deck. I'm not dead yet. I'm not dead yet. This trade's here. Trade. I mean, well, obviously that one's good. Need to kick Magic Online real soon here. We'll play out the last one. I think the suggestion of Gruesome Menagerie over Chord of Calling is good here. I think I like that. We can like trade off early and then like grab stuff back in the mid to late game. Just like another Kitchen Finks basically, right? No, I don't think so. I think 2 mana removal is not good enough for your Pikes. I think just like having creatures is better than having 2 mana removal. If I had like Path to Exile or Fatal Push, I think I'd board that in. But I think more 2 mana removal is like not where I want to be in life. No Kitchen Finks, no thank you. Man, Stitcher Supplier is like really awkward with a scry, huh? I can play Seer first, I guess. It doesn't matter. I think I'm supposed to keep this. And this game here is one of a good example of, I think, what leaves a little bit to be desired in a deck like this, which is, you can see here, we have a bunch of cards that we've obviously registered in our deck, but these cards aren't inherently powerful, they're synergistic. And when you draw your synergy pieces in the wrong combination, it tends to lead to a lot of feel bads like this, where I just have kind of a collection of underpowered cards in front of me, right? You can always find my schedule and what formats approximate that I'm playing which days here. Although that URL is slightly out of date. His hand is actually a bad standard hand, yep. I would like to block. So, I guess I'm going to do Seer into Bird here. Maybe I should just get the Knight of Autumn into play. Shocking because it gets a 4-3 down. But, like, I'm, like, shocking and playing a 3-drop to, like, trade with their 1-drop, which feels really bad. I believe Pelt Collectors will be at the very top, or if not at the very top, very close to it for the next Modern Day that we have. So, we'll probably be getting to that soon. And, like, Vexing Devil is really good here, right? Because if I choose to just, like, let Vexing Devil die, which I probably need to, honestly, Pelt Collector goes to a 4-4. I think I have to take 4 here. What's going on, Luca? Thank you for the support. This thing gets trample when it turns into a 4-4. So, yeah. Oh, jeez. Oh, they have a planes. All right, I wasn't paying attention. They have a planes. I think we're kind of screwed regardless here. I shouldn't have put my Viscera Seer in front of here though, because they have a fetch for a planes. I was just looking at this as a 2/2 and not paying attention. I get to do a little digging at least. I actually get to sack the Glowspore Shaman too, because this is gonna regenerate. All right. Alright, play my really bad Loxodon Smiter. Dear Watsy, auto tap in Magic Online when? It's so much longer, Zach. It's very tedious. Alright, so they have a Tarkus command. They shocked in for that reason. They were going to respond to this trigger. So I can't even trade with Pelt Collector because, well, they have a Tarkus command. Yeah. All right, all right, all right. While we're kicking Magic Online and waiting for the second match in this league to pop, I'd like to thank everyone for hanging out here today. My name is Jeff Hogan. I'm a full-time stream, meme, Magic content producing machine here on Twitch, whatever you want to call me. I'm here playing Magic, Modern and Standard, 30+ hours a week. This deck, like most of the decks that we play on this stream, is a viewer-submitted deck list. If you're interested in checking out how I could potentially play one of your decks on stream in the future, be sure to check out bit.ly/HugoSellout or click the Submit Deck link on the navigation on my website, jeffhoagland.com, for more information on that. Past submitting decks and subscribing, the best way you can support my content is by checking out some of my very wonderful sponsors. We added a new one this week, and Harry's Razors would love to get you on your way to a nice, close, clean shave. Using code JeffHogan at bit.ly/HugelShave, you can save $5 on your new starter kit with them. You can get that for $5 or as little as $3 if you sign up with their monthly razor renewal program, so be sure to check them out. Cardsphere.com would love to help you turn your cards into other cards directly to their players. There's no haggling, and they just take a 1% fee off of the top. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience using code Jeff12. You can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, and bags there. They also have a great selection of pre-selected art up there for many artists. We have some Hugel branded merchandise up there with gestures and message deleted mats and all sorts of wonderful stuff like that. And of course, speaking of Hooglandia, we'd like to welcome everyone out there. Thanks for dropping by today. Hope you're having a good start to your weekend. If you are enjoying the content and you're new, make sure you hit the follow button. Following the stream doesn't cost you anything, and it lets you know when I go live and with what. Past following, you can also be sure to check out my YouTube channel as well as my website, jeffhoagland.com. Basically, all of my content gets archived there, and I break it all up by decks. You can watch just the matches that you care about. We had a little bit of a rough start there against Pelt Collector Zoo. Kind of had a little bit of what I like to refer to as like synergy deck problems. We had not quite the right mix of combo cards, and then the cards that we drew, like Stitcher, Supplier, and Glowspore Shaman, they look just kind of awkward when you put them out there without their accompanying synergy pieces. They probably tried to implement the ramp feature on Moto, but it probably made the game leak and turned Blood Moons into basic islands. I just realized that you didn't do something while Hex was still alive. You were going to stream where you changed to your opponent's decks whenever you lost. Yep, Marty. And that's Hex's fault too, right? Because Hex never implemented a deck import feature. Following the stream cost me a ton because it notifies me and I get distracted. I am a quality distraction. All right, that looks pretty good. Have our synergy pieces in a pleasant mix. As always, if you are new to the stream, please be familiar with the stream rules. If you're going to make suggestions, whether it be about the cards that we're playing or about a play that we make, be constructive, be specific. If you want to recommend a card that we add to our deck, you should include a few things with that. You should include why that card's worth adding to our deck, and more importantly, what card we should cut. Why is the card we're adding better than a card that we're already playing? Yeah, so Hex had a really open data policy where every time you played a match on the ladder, it went ahead and posted the ladder data as soon as the match finished. That is unfortunately not the white source I'm looking for, but I guess our hand also doesn't need white mana just yet. Bond of Agony is a card that you can scry to after you're gaining infinite health to drain them out, basically. Yeah, we have a little bit of both. We have 3 Satyr Wayfinders and 2 Glowspores. I wanted to try out the Glowspores because of their potential like backup beatdown plan. Yeah, actually the artwork over my shoulder is the artwork from a Hex TCG card that was modeled in my likeness. I thought Bond is just pay health. Do I not know what this card does? This is a viewer submitted deck. I just assumed it worked. Wait, Pikes, why is Broken Bond in our deck? It's an additional cost, not an alternative cost. Yeah, that seems rancid. I just assumed the card did something that made sense. Nah, that's some hot nonsense, Pikes. Like, that card's really mediocre on its own in a deck that, like, already struggles with, like, synergy deck problems, I think, so... I think that seems much worse than just, like, playing red cap. If your goal is to end the game faster, I think just playing red cap is much better. I'm gonna do this during their upkeep before they get to untap with Cryptic Command. So if they have a Doomblade here, they can break our combo up. They cannot, and they concede. God bless. Alright, well, this card's getting boarded out every game. Yeah, this card seems much worse than red cap. I thought this was an alternative cost when I glanced at it. Tidehollow Sculler seems good. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand that card would be too good, chat. I understand that card would be too good. I get it. I looked at it in the context of this deck and assumed that was how it had to work, because as this actually works, it looks unplayable. I don't like it. Looks much worse than just having the Mad Cap in your deck, Red Cap, whatever it's called. No, we can't make infinite mana, just infinite health. This should definitely be a red cap, not close. Do I want more Assassin's Trophies? Honestly, I might just want, like, Knights of Autumn for beating them down and naturalizing Bitter Blossom that way. That's probably fine. I'm gonna trim a Mana Dork. Trimming a Dork in matches that are a little bit grindy is generally fine. So Murderous Red Cap combos with Vizier plus Viscera Seer, much in the same way that Kitchen Finks does, only it does damage when you combo with it. Interesting. The fact that they took this kind of implies that they have Bitter Blossom here on 2. Makes sense. I don't think so, Brando, because Nahiri Shift is a deck that explicitly cares about Blood Moon, and Rex Sage casts off of just basic Forest to kill Blood Moon. So I think that's a big deal and a big difference. That's actually one of the few decks where you should still play Sage, I think. Let's pretend a streamer such as yourself is offered, hates Legacy, but is offered two alternatives. Take a free $50 donation. Your work as a good streamer should still be rewarded. Or play Stasis with the bounty of $50 per match win. For the sake of science, which would you choose? I would rather take a straight $50 donation because I don't think I would win a single match with Stasis and Legacy. I appreciate the support, but one of the reasons why I've kind of shied off of Legacy content is because sweet, interesting things like Stasis tend to be pretty bad. So, this is actually an interesting point. Do I sacrifice my Tidehollow Sculler in response to its own trigger here? So I just use it as a scry plus a discard spell? I think I do, actually. I think I'm just going to bin my Tidehollow Sculler. So this is a trick you can do. Tidehollow Sculler is templated in a way that's different than something like what's it called? Like Oblivion Ring, or not Oblivion, it's templated like Oblivion Ring, like something like Banishing Light, where if I sack it in response, the thing that I'm sacrificing goes away forever. Yeah, so the card that I'm about to take out of my opponent's hand here, like Freebooter, correct. I would love a Gruesome Menagerie, thank you. So whatever I select with this Tidehollow Sculler is going to be gone for good. Brutal. Brutal. We got too tricky for our own good, chat. The only person we played was ourselves. The only person we played was ourselves. I thought I was so tricky, chat. I thought I was tricky. That's like when we were explaining how smart and thin we were the other day and we clicked them into a Terminus. We're just like, look how smart and thin we are and how awesome our plays are. And then just like, Terminus. Kitchen Finks. Has attacked through a lot of Bitter Blossom. If we actually, you basically built Thought Erasure. Maybe I was supposed to Eternal Witness pick up a land there, because this Gruesome Menagerie actually has the combo in my discard pile. So if I hit an untapped land here, I actually get to combo them with this Gruesome Menagerie. Hey, Golariaz, thank you very much for the very generous $50 donation. Thanks for the content. Maybe we'll talk about Doomsday in a future scenario. That's a tough one. You know, I think I've seen Caleb Shear play something Doomsday adjacent on stream before. He might be someone you could talk into that. Good luck with the rest of the league. Hopefully I won't be at the doctor too long. We should hopefully be here still when you get back. We've got another 4 hours or so before we're done today. 3.5. So I think I'm happy trading these off here because it makes their spell stutter sprites worse if they draw them. Especially since I have this backup Finks. Coco's might be better than Chords. Yeah, I could see that. Collected Company is a card that really helps these synergy-based decks because it kind of gives you a critical mass of your Mopey creatures, right? Like, if we had both Collected Company and Gruesome Menagerie, that's like 2 powerful cards to generate card advantage. Company's almost certainly worth testing. We have a lot of hits for it, right? And I'm saying that as someone who, like, really doesn't like Collected Company as a card. Oh, geez. You don't even pick till this resolves? This is templated so weird. Actually, I'm gonna get the other Kitchen Finks here because this means they have to have 2 removal spells to stop my infinite combo. Because if they go to kill one of my combo pieces in response to me starting to combo, I just combo with the other Kitchen Finks in response. I mean, they could template it in a way that lets you cast it without having all 3 converted mana cards. You could say up to 1 target for each of them instead of wording it as choose. Because, like, okay, so, like, this card's weird, right? Because, like, this card technically works through something like Ground Seal or the new artifact, the artifact that's in Standard right now. There's an artifact in Standard that prevents you from targeting graveyards. Shout out to my opponent if you're watching, or come back and watch that later. Thank you for conceding to the infinite health. Definitely not obligated to do that on Magic Online, but it's certainly helpful. Silent Gravestone, yep, that one. It seems especially weird to template Gruesome Menagerie the way they did when Silent Gravestone is a card you could potentially be playing in Standard. Yeah, but Mission Briefing makes sense that it doesn't target because you could be surveilling a card into your discard pile that you want to flash back with it. So Mission Briefing templating of choose makes more sense in the context of what the card is doing, whereas Gruesome Menagerie really doesn't have a meaningful reason to be templated in the way that it does. Sure. Have our turn our witness into a demonic tutor combo. Yeah, maybe it just makes the card too wordy is the issue. Opt. Right. Blue Moon deck, maybe? Ugh. Alright, I'm gonna cast Kitchen Finks here. Because this way, if I draw a Viscera Seer next turn, we win the game. Yeah, they could have made it modal as well. Choose one or more. Actually, making it modal sounds like a really clean way to template that. Man, I'm really glad Stoneforge Mystic is banned because it's completely unreasonable if there was a 2-mana creature in Modern where when you untap with it, you're exceedingly likely to win the game. It would just be completely unfair and unreasonable to people who enjoy playing Modern if 2-mana creatures that you got to untap with gave you a good chance to win on the spot. All right, we found a Viscera Seer with our Stitcher Supplier dying, so let's go ahead and pick that back up. I'm so sad I made the mistake about Bond. I guess it would work if I put it into Voyager deck, but at that point it's just less efficient. Yeah, I agree, Pikes. I agree with that assessment. Like, it's just too many moving parts at that point. And my digit. So shortcut for people who like mental shortcuts. Gifts on the stack. 3 red mana available, mana creature in play. You are deterministically dead. Unless you do not value your time, which I get paid based on how many matches we play here, so I value my time. I'm just gonna move along with our lives here. Yeah, I love certain shortcuts like that. It's just like, yep, this is how this works. All right, how am I fitting these in, and do I want Assassin's Trophy? How am I fitting these in, and do I want Assassin's Trophy? I mean, it's basically green-black. Yeah, cutting Stitcher Supplier probably makes sense. I think I like that. Maybe cut a couple of Eternal Witnesses. How about this? Just like bring in these. The old 10 card board plan. The old 10 cards. I think I could maybe have a chance against Storm, but I'm actually just dead game plan. What/why that combos of cards. So they get just the pretty typical, the default or typical Storm pile is 2 rituals, Manamorphose, Past in Flames. And the reason why you are dead with that combination of things is that pile guarantees that they're going to be able to cast Passion Flames with mana floating and generate a bunch of mana and Gifts Ungiven again and get Grape Shot having cast a bunch of spells. And this, you know, I think this set of games has kind of exemplified one of the reasons why these creature combo decks aren't super popular in Modern in general, which is first we had the match in our first match where we kind of drew our synergy cards in an awkward combination, so our deck just wasn't inherently powerful. And then like this game, this matchup kind of shows we're just slower than a lot of the other linear decks in the format, right? So like we have to like board in all these cards hoping to be interactive, and we're just like not a good interactive deck. Which is, this kind of harkens back to why things like Kiki Chord was a deck that I eventually put down. You just like have a lot of clunk in your deck, have a lot of inherently weak cards, etc., etc. All right, I mean, that's an Eternal Witness. Should Pod be unbanned? I think Pod would be perfectly fine in the Modern format. I think trying to justify Pod being banned on power level reasons is comical and dishonest. I think if you want to be allowed to die with Birthing Pod in play on turn 3, you should be allowed to die with Birthing Pod in play on turn 3. And this is trophies kind of awkward in this matchup for the same reasons that Path is awkward. Like, you have to have it in your deck, not only for Thing in the Ice, but also, like, their mana creatures. But, like, giving them a land helps them combo faster. Like, the important thing to remember, one of the reasons why Storm is so offensive, in my opinion, whoa, they have their basics in their hand. That's so good for us. Is the fact that they don't actually need a creature in play to kill you. Like, they can kill you with the creature, but if they just, like, make enough land drops, they're just like, ritual, Past in Flames, cast my graveyard, kill you. Oh, good, we're dead. They had no board on turn 4 and untapped and killed us? Yeah. I think it's offensive that Splinter Twin is banned and Storm is legal. And I'm not saying that to imply that Storm should be banned. I think Storm is fine in Modern. I am saying it to imply that Splinter Twin should be unbanned, though. I think the fact that Splinter Twin is not legal is stupid. I think anybody who can try and make the argument that, like, Splinter Twin is too good, but Storm is fine, is either an idiot or they're lying to themselves. And either way, that's not somebody you really want to be interacting with. I don't really want to be interacting with idiots or someone who's lying to themselves. I actually, and just to, like, articulate myself like we often encourage people to do on this stream, I actually think Storm's a reasonable deck to have in Modern. Storm is a deck where creature removal's okay, discard is okay, graveyard hate's okay, counter spells are okay. There are a lot of very reasonable ways to interact with Storm. But I think that's also true for Splinter Twin. I think that's also a ton of ways to interact with Splinter Twin, so, like, they should both be fine. I agree with that, Pikes. I think the actual problem with Splinter Twin was Blood Moon. I think Blood Moon's an offensive card that shouldn't be legal. Like, Splinter Twin was good against decks like Jund and Abzan, because they were like, alright, post-board I'm just gonna, like, turn into Blue Moon and hope to get you. That should be on the ban. Yeah, there are a bunch of cards that are banned that should stay banned. To name a few are like, what are offensive cards that should stay banned? Chrome Mox, Rite of Flame, Seething Song, Glimpse of Nature. Like, these are all cards that are on the ban list and should remain there until eternity. Summer Bloom, Blazing Shoal, things that are super degenerate. There are things that are actually degenerate or create awful games of Magic that are on the ban list. Ponder, Preordain, keep those going. Jitty, Punishing Fire, keep those going. Hypergenesis, goodbye. Just like, again, the things that I would like to pull off the Modern ban list are things that I think encourage games to last till turns 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think Green Sun Zenith is fine to unban. Green Sun Zenith is a card that goes into very specific styles of decks, and decks that generally aren't very good right now. I don't think Punishing Fire is too strong. I think Punishing Fire generates miserable play patterns. I think you can ban cards for more than just power level reasons, and Punishing Fire should stay banned for non-power level reasons. I've written lots of articles describing the things I just talked about. Doesn't mean they don't come up on stream. IR Hero, thank you very much for the brand new Prime support. That's a great reminder. If you enjoy the things that I say and the content that I make it in, consider doing like IR Hero then, and sending your Twitch Prime or a $4.99 sub my way. Those are the folks that keep me here. Thanks for keeping me employed this month. Wizard of the Cornfield. I do not want to play against Dredge with Dread Return. I do not want to, Sam. I am. I do not like it in a can. I do not like it with spam. Please, 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 no Dredge with Dread Return. That is actually already in my queue, Civilized Scholar. So yeah, it sounds sweet. My thinking for crazing Dark Depth would be okay. Did I miss your tier 3 sub? I'm sorry. Did you just send it today, Manatithe? Thank you for the bits. I think Dark Depths should stay banned because it's just another degenerate thing. I don't think Modern needs more degenerate things, is basically my TLDR. There are a lot of degenerate things in Modern, and I don't think we need more of them. They're gonna Grape Shot kill my board here. This could be setting up to Grape Shot kill my board, or it could just be extra morale. Is this like a concession, basically? Is that what this is? No, they're just generating storm count. Okay. All right, I can dig it. Can you dig it? Do. All right. Chord of Calling and Kitchen Finks both put us infinite here. That is neither of those things. Honestly, I would kind of like to see Dig and Treasure Cruise in the format without Probe. Probe is really good at enabling those cards. We're probably supposed to scry one there. If I scry, the Boreal doesn't die. And I wanted their Boreal to die. Oh, you're saying I should scry going into my draw step. Yeah, that's probably not unreasonable. We're definitely going to scry going into our draw step this turn, right? Like, not close. This is it. It's our one last shot. The chance to roll. Opportunity comes once in a stream time. You gotta lose yourself with the Finks and the Melira go, but you never ever let it go. Only get one shot tonight. It's the chance to roll. Opportunity comes once in a stream time. Do 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 do. I conceded to their combo. They conceded to my combo. That's the other reason you should concede to people when you're deterministically dead. It builds goodwill. It builds goodwill, chat. So here's the thing. Dig would be good at finding combo pieces, but what Dig does is find combo pieces slowly. Slow combo decks are not good in Modern. They're not. So if, like, we made slow combo decks better, I think that would be an okay thing. Now, you could maybe make the argument that Dig Through Time plus Teferi is not a world we want to live in. And I would believe that. I would believe that Dig Through Time and Teferi is not a world I want to live in. I would buy that for $1. Multiple Remorseful Clerics. I think I'm in for multiple Remorseful Clerics. I think if you included supplemental sets into Modern, you could use those to do whatever you wanted with Modern. You could use it to make it more degenerate or more fair. I also think, and this might not even be a hot take anymore at this point, but like Dig Through Time and Treasure Cruise were banned in Modern because of what Treasure Cruise was doing. I'm very firmly of the opinion that Treasure Cruise was worse than Dig Through Time in that format, and people just hadn't figured that out yet. I think Dig Through Time is the better card of those two. And like Treasure Cruise was more popular at the time that they were both banned, but I think Dig was the better card. Blue-White's Tron matchup is closer than you think it is. Especially with Stony Silence and 4 Field of Runes. It's not a easy matchup. I think Tron is a bit ahead, but I do think that Blue-White has tools to be competitive in that matchup. Net deckers, right? Using the internet and data. Listen, Wizards of the Coast told me data was evil, chat, so obviously all these net deckers are wrong. Why would Wizards lie to me? I buy the products. That's not true. I don't buy Wizards products. I guess it's kind of true. Arena made me give Wizards of the Coast money for the first time in a long time. I don't think that's true, Persip. So, like, you're saying you're conceding to Teferi because you're never going to beat it? That's what 5-mana cards do. 5-mana cards win the game. It's just Teferi coming into play wins the game in the same way Karn wins the game, right? Like, Karn doesn't actually reduce your opponent's health total to 0, but it probably means they can't win the game anymore. So, like, it's figuratively winning the game, but it's not literally winning the game, right? So, like, smart players that value their time, they know they can concede at that point. However, like, there's other players that they don't get, that they're dead in the long term, that keep playing, and when you keep playing, it definitely feels bad, right? Because you don't know that you're supposed to be dead. Yep. When ad nauseam resolves, I lose the game. When Teferi resolves, sometimes I have a chance. When Scapeshift resolves, dead. Every time. Yes. Stoneforge Mystic, and even Splinter Twin, in relation to the rest of the things that go on in the Modern ban list, it's just like, well, you see here. Think we're getting Goblined? Just grape-shotting me, huh? I beat Storm with 1000-Year Storm. That's like something poetic. Not really looking for a land at this point. Yes, Birthing Pod was never legal alongside Culligan's Command, and we have Trophy, Culligan's Command, and a Braid now. A Braid as well. A Braid is huge for making Pod worse. You think WotC will unban Stoneforge Mystic next announcement? No idea. Narik, waiting to fire my store's F&M, but I had to pop in and show my resub support. Well, thank you for the 4-month resub at the tier 2 level. As always, my tier 2 subs get a little bit extra, so feel free to drop me a message. Let me know which deck already in the queue you'd like to bump up this month. I appreciate that. Yeah, Arena is great. I don't really know what to say other than that. Arena's great. If I could play every format of Magic on Arena, I would play every format of Magic on Arena. I have a couple of small interface complaints that I've tweeted at them over time, but for the most part, Arena's pretty reasonable. The economy needs something to address the rare wildcard bottleneck, but other than that, the core of what's going on is fine. Yep, yeah, it was a 3-mana card that didn't get Abrupticade. We are playing Arena every Tuesday during the day and every Wednesday night on this stream moving forward. So if you're interested in Arena standard content, I don't play Limited on this channel. Every Tuesday, 9 to 3 p.m. Central Standard Cornfield time, and every Wednesday night about 8:30 p.m. till about midnight, we're playing Arena on this channel. If you're a subscriber, or not a subscriber too, I suppose, I'm doing donation decks as well for Standard, so feel free to get those in using the same submission form as we do for Modern. I don't think that's really true, Cicero. I think banning Splinter Twin allowed people to feel better about their garbage tier decks that could never beat Splinter Twin, but I don't think any of those decks that could never beat Splinter Twin became more competitive when Splinter Twin less. There were just less feel-bad moments about people playing their awful decks in the format. Is basically what it comes down to. Just like, Twin was really popular, so, like, it was dumpstering them consistently. And, like, the other good decks still dumpstered a lot of these bad decks consistently. They just feel less bad about it. Thank you, Phased Out. Thanks for letting me know that. That feedback is good. The subs and the people that support me dictate what we do. So hearing that from people that support me is encouraging to do more arena content. Pod did suffer from that. In fact, and actually this is an interesting thing, as someone who likes to play like blue-red control decks, did you know, as a control player, and people might not know this, control decks were better against Birthing Pod than they are against these collected company creature decks. Because Birthing Pod, you could just counter their pod or shatter their pod after one activation, and they stop doing things. Collected companies and like looping Eternal Witnesses and collected companies instant speed, like that's very annoying for control decks. Awesome, Rendrack. If you do end up buying into Arena because you watch my content, if you use Twitter, you should tweet at WotC and let them know that. You know, let them know I'm worth sponsoring. And that's fair, Great Germ. And I know that the arena stuff isn't for everybody, just like every modern deck isn't for everybody. So, like I said, the primary thing we'll be focused on here is modern still. But like a day and a half of arena seems a little variety is good. I am really looking forward to a new non-rotating format coming into arena. Really looking forward to that. Hopefully by next fall we'll have that. Or even over the summer they'll have it figured out. Oh, Marty. I would be genuinely surprised if Arena ever had Modern brought to it. There was a certain point in time where the card design team started working with the digital team to make sure cards were templated so they would work in digital well. And I don't think we will see cards. I would be surprised if we see cards added to Arena that existed from before that time period. And I don't remember when exactly that time period had started for people that are going to ask that question, I'm sure. But there's an article somewhere where they talked about that. I believe it was around Origins or Eldritch Moon or somewhere in there. But there was a certain point where those two teams started working cohesively, and that's a good thing. Zach, I'm just honest, right? Like... And I mean, like, you know this, Zach, you do some software stuff, right? If I recall, like, we've had bad software for Wizards of the Coast for a long time, right? So, like, and as someone who's very critical of the choices Wizards make, so trust me when I say that Arena is great, it's really good. I mean, they kind of made our hand better, although I guess we lost the Assassin's Trophy, which sucks. Yeah, when they start a non-rotating format on Arena, I either would like them to go back to Origins or start from Ixalan. I just don't want them to start from Kaladesh. Starting with Kaladesh as the first set would be terrible. Please don't do that, Wizards of the Coast. That is a Bond of Agony that shouldn't be in our deck. This is an adorable card that was a bad inclusion. No, not starting with Kaladesh. If they go back to Origins, I think Origins has enough powerful cards forward that, like, including Kaladesh is fine. But, like, I don't want them to just, like, go back and include just Kaladesh. I think that would be bad. I'm going to use this as a gain 4 plus a scry here, plus a fill up my graveyard. think I'm supposed to bottom that. Really just want like a Kitchen Finks here, right? With their leftovers. With their leftovers are bad. With a good top deck, we could win this game. And again, just like have this sitting in my hand. So would you have a ban list to start? Maybe. I don't know. I genuinely haven't looked at that card pool enough to know offhand what's offensive in it. Yeah, I think we should have Collected Company in this deck, Pikes. I think the comment earlier that somebody made that is probably better than Chord of Calling is something I agree with. Like, our deck is almost all 4-ofs, so Company makes a lot more sense in a deck full of 4-ofs. I'm going to take this hit and be dead to a Lightning Bolt because I'm not beating a Bolt anyways. This is only 7 points of damage. So I'm going to Chord for a 2-drop and then untap, and Kitchen Finks or Chord of Calling lets us combo. Yeah, I think Lead the Stampede's not good enough. I think I'd want to play Collected Company before Lead the Stampede because Company generates mana advantage and board advantage. Thanks, please. It's a redraw. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think not having fetches in standard sounds great for standard. Fetches suck. They do. Fetches suck. It's okay if you think otherwise. It's okay to be wrong on occasion. Fetches are not a pleasant gameplay experience. Please know. Fetches not only create bad gameplay experiences, but they also enable people to cheat, which just like makes them extra bad. Fetches allow cheaters to gain advantage, so like minimizing windows where people have to manipulate their deck is ideal. Yes, shuffling sucks and Fetches calls it. I still have Bugles left. Bugles. Kazrock, not real. Thank you for the 4-month resub there. Hey, appreciate that and welcome back. Thanks for keeping me employed here. I would love another Kitchen Finks. All I want to do is play a parade of Kitchen Finks here. Oh, Mana Tithe, yeah. Yeah, your tier 3 got added. Oh, I didn't respond to your DM. I'm sorry I didn't respond to your message. I added Narsic into the queue with that. Thank you for the bits of the mad support as always. Anyway, usually I respond to it, but I was busy that day and I just added it and forgot to message you back. Sorry. But yeah, it's in there and it has the points from your tier 3 sub. You can always find decks that are coming up linked in the deck queue on my website. There's also a widget linked under the stream on desktop. When's the next Warhammer stream? I don't know, Big Mama. I need to figure that out. If they do the update next week, I'll definitely be doing something next week. I might actually, so I have Thursdays off on my schedule right now, but I might fire up for a very short stream Thursday afternoon. Marty! I have so many sub-giftaroonies. You're the best. Happy Friday. For those of you who have new sub gifts, thank you to Marty, and be sure to pop into the sub Discord. Lots of good stuff goes on there. All right, am I attacking with Kitchen Finks here? I think I am, right? I'm just like fire up the race with the Assassin's Trophy. Marty, if there's anything in the queue you'd like to bump with that or add something new, feel free to drop me a message and let me know. Anybody who gifts subs on the channel, I give you 5 points into the queue per sub you gift, so. Standard Angels, will do, Marty. I'm excited to try that after Little Boros was a dumpster fire. Yeah, Pike, so if you do 20 sub gifts, that's the same as a cut the line. Is there anything on the no-fly list for Standard? Not currently. Haven't played the format enough. The only things I'm rejecting from Standard are if something doesn't look very cohesive. Do I have a Menagerie deck in the Standard queue? I think so. There's like, for those that are new to the stream, there's like 70 decks in the queue, so I actually don't know all of them offhand. So you can always find the queue listed on my website, though. Despite no more Legacy, I still love you. So, all right, over Green Black is one of my favorite decks in Modern. So I really like the gameplay that Green Black Rock creates and presents, but I don't think it's a deck that I would want to play at a competitive tournament, if that makes sense. Just because I feel like the style of Magic, while I enjoy the style of Magic that Green Black Rock produces, I feel like I'm not rewarded as a Magic player for playing that style of deck in Modern on average. That is just, man, this stupid Jackal Pup chat. This card is really good. It's a little oil and vomit. Oh god, they have 2 Flame Wakes in the bin. All right, I'm gonna be done. Pikes, did you have a link to your updated build? You said you were making changes and notes as we played through things. Phyrexian Manatide doling out the sub gifts. Thank you very much for the support. I appreciate that. We have the technology. Thank you for the support, Manatide, as always. So, yeah, so it looks like he made a bunch of the changes that we talked about here. So actually, so looking back on that league, I like the idea of adding Collected Company to this deck. I think because this deck has so many 4-ofs, playing a bunch of Collected Companies makes a lot of sense. One thing I actually think that you were right on, Pikes, I think these Glowspore Shamans aren't good enough. I think the fact that like these don't actually draw the card makes them come up a little bit short. So I think one of my pieces of feedback would be I would turn this into the 4th Satyr, and then I would do something else with these other 2 slots. I don't know if you necessarily want them to be creatures with collected company or something else, but I would play with the Glowspore Shaman shots because the fact that it doesn't actually draw a card made it feel kind of bad. Yeah, Grizzly Salvage sounds sweet. Grizzly Salvage is a card that adds consistency. I could also see just a couple of Chord of Calling still being okay, Pikes. Selfless Spirit, Chord of Calling, Grizzly Salvage, any of those sound like they're worth testing. But I do think that this card was kind of mediocre, and I wouldn't be interested in playing it again. We went 3-2 with Elves earlier. It'll be up on YouTube later, as always, with everything we do. So this deck as a whole felt sweet. For those that missed it, it's kind of the classic Melira combo deck. But then it has Gruesome Menagerie, which actually gets your full combo back. Yeah, I think I like cutting the trophies from the main, just like be linear game 1. The idea of adding collected company seems good. And yeah, I would probably try Salvage or Chord in those last 2 slots. All right, so what do we got? What do we got next? We've